So this riff starts with this chord shape, which is your ring finger on the 6th fret of the A string, your pinky on the 6th fret of the D string, and your first finger on the 4th fret of the G string. So the first 4 notes of this riff go like this. And that's basically, we hold that chord shape down and pluck the A string, D string, and the G string, and then back to the D string, like that. Then we hammer on from the 4th fret of the G string to the 6th fret of the G string and pull off again, like that. So all together we've got and the last 2 notes are the 6th fret of the D string and the 4th fret of the G string. So that second part of the riff would be, all together we have now where we finish that riff off like that, if we keep our fingers in those frets, the ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string, first finger on the 4th fret of the G, and we move our pinky up to the 7th fret of the A string, and that's our second chord shape. And this chord shape will be used for the next 3 parts of the riff. It just changes position, but it's the same chord shape for the rest of the riff. So we play the same pattern as before. The first 4 notes are the same. So the A string, D string, G string, back to the D string. And then the same hammer on and pull off from the 4th to the 6th fret of the G string. And the same final 2 notes as well. So the second part of the riff is so the first 2 parts all together are and notice how the transition from the first part to the second part is very easy because your fingers are already in the right place. So here when we finish that riff, we're already in the right position here. We just have to put our pinky down on that 7th fret of the A string, and we've got the next chord ready. So once we finish part 2 of the riff, hold this chord shape and move it all up 1 fret, up 1 string. So you've now got your pinky on the 7th fret of the E string, your ring finger on the 6th fret of the A string, and your first finger on the 4th fret of the D string. And we play the exact same pattern as we did in the previous one. So all together we have So from here we hold the same chord shape and we move it back to where it was before, up 1 set of strings, and we also go up 2 frets. So now our pinky is on the 9th fret of the A string, our ring finger is on the 8th fret of the D string, and our first finger is on the 6th fret of the G string. So that's probably the hardest shift in the whole riff, to go from here to here at speed. But once we get to here, it's the exact same pattern we've played in the previous 2 parts. And then we go back to the start again, back to this shape. And that's the whole riff. So this is a classic John Frusciante riff, and it's also one of his most technical. So the trick is to practice it very, very slowly at the start and get those chord shifts under your fingers while also being able to pluck the strings. And once you can play it really solidly slow, then just crank it up slowly. Use a metronome if you have one, and start even slower than you think you would have to, until you can play it perfectly at a slower speed, and then start cranking up the BPM once you get more comfortable with it. With this one, I think on the record he picks every note with his pick. You can also finger pick as well if that's more comfortable for you. And also for this one, to get in the ballpark of the tone, you want to use a clean tone, clean-ish tone. And a strat is obviously best for any Chili Peppers or John Frusciante song. And with the neck pickup selected, he's a big fan of the neck pickup. This is a tricky one. It's an easy one to learn, but a difficult one to master. But I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.